Hey everyone, how's it going? This is MC Irie here. Gonna break down a quick rap diss I did against Sterling recently. Gonna go over explain all the little intricacies of this diss I did. I put it on top of my Streets 00154 world record video, and I'm sure a lot of people watched it and enjoyed it and got some, if not most, of the references. But this is for the people that um, kind of casual to it, maybe missed a lot of the references or and all this, the lore behind it all, or even the initiated that still is something's bound to go over your head, especially when I'm reaching as hard as I'm reaching, because I do be reaching a little bit on these bars. But anyway, so I'm just gonna go bar for bar and break down because the whole point of the rap diss here, the whole point of this was it's a more of a lighthearted, funny thing, um, and it was supposed to be kind of a creative writing assignment, if anything, using Goldeneye and leader terminology, speedrunning terms, all this sort of stuff uh, as wordplay, as fodder for wordplay, instead of just super random. So it's like everything's supposed to at least have something to tie in to Goldeneye or the elite community in general, or Sterling. So yeah, here we go. Here's the start of it. Also, shout outs to Big Tommy Man, up and coming rapper from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. And he gave me this beat, which was very useful. It was a good beat to use for this. All right, Blue Khaki says, I am doing this live on Twitch. Blue Khaki says, can we get the lyrics on stream? Now, that's a great idea. I was thinking of just kind of I was gonna do it just kind of play it out, but sure, I could type it up. This is gonna be make it a little bit longer, but let's go bar for bar here.
Claimed you found the train shot. What's next? Look down.
So, claimed you found the train shot. This isn't so bad. What's next? Look down. All right, so we're saying claimed you found the train shot. What's next? Look down, right? This is going to be a little bit, it's not going to look great here because of the white font, but I don't know what else I could use that's better. Or what I could do actually. So I could go like this. There we go. So I said, claimed you found the train shot. What's next? Look down. All right, that's how I'm starting it off. So Sterling likes to claim that he found a lot of strategies. He came up with all these strategies. But sometimes the story goes another way, and not all of us were there back then, but it's a little bit muddying the waters, and after so long, it kind of feels like he's just going to claim every single strategy ever existed. He pretty much either came up with or did first, and someone else copied him. So I'm just saying here, you claimed you found the train shot, right? And now I'm asking, what's next? You gonna claim you found look down? And then from there, I say,
Call me John Kalita, put your face in the ground.
call me John Kalita, put your face in the ground. So what I'm saying here, remember, this is all supposed to be not real threats, but like joking, rap diss type styled things here. So I said, sorry, what's next? Look down. Call me John Kalita. Shout out John Kalita. Let's see if this is gonna work here. So, claimed you found the train shot. What's next? Look down. Call me John Kalita. Put your face in the ground. So John Kalita is the one who did discover look down. We know this is pretty much a fact. He used to say back in the day. He said, "Put your nose to the grindstone." And what people thought, this is a little elite history lesson, actually, this whole video pretty much. What people thought he was talking about was just like, hard work pays off. But no, he really meant like look down and it like will save time. And they didn't know, a lot of the early things of speedrunning, they don't know why things work. And sometimes it's myth, sometimes it's like it's bullshit. But in this case, like it was a real thing. And whether he knew why it helped or not, he knew that looking down is going to save time, lowering lag and whatever. So what I'm saying here as it relates to a rap beef, right? Think of this as like Tupac versus Biggie, right? I'm saying I'll put your face in the ground, right? So I'm saying like I don't know, just some aggressive stuff, whatever, right? It's all for fun. It's all fun and jokes, okay? Don't sue me. But I keep going here.
You couldn't put your nose to the grindstone.
So I say, so we got that established, right? With the nose to the grindstone and everything. So now I say, you couldn't, whoopsies. You couldn't put your nose to the grindstone.
Because your sorry ass got beak like Pinocchio.
Because your sorry ass got beak like Pinocchio. I probably spelled Pinocchio wrong there, but you know what? I don't care, whatever. So what I'm saying here now is Sterling couldn't even put his nose to the grindstone, right? Because he's got such a big ass nose. He's got a beak like Pinocchio that he would be dragging on the floor. He'd be getting stuck on the floor if you tried to look down. It's just saying he has a big nose, which may or may not be true, but it was funny. I don't know. I thought it was a funny idea. So there we go. Now let's keep going here. Blue says, wasn't it get your head down?
We all know what's next. Look down, call me John Kalita, put your face in the ground. You couldn't put your nose to the grind.
No.
Claimed you found the train shot. What's next? Look down, call me John Kalita, put your face in the ground.
So anyways.
You couldn't put your nose to the grindstone because your sorry ass got beat like Pinocchio. We all know what you say ain't got merit.
Okay, so now I'm saying we all know what you say ain't got merit. So we all know what you say ain't got merit. Okay. Pretty obvious bar here. It's just saying that he talks a lot of bullshit.
Is he drugged out on your boat fucking a parrot?
No, I say here, I'm asking a question. Is you drugged out on your boat fucking a parrot? So I'm asking this because he's known for selling the Sunseekers, the yachts. His whole thing, his name's it's a Yachtaraj or whatever. And he's sells yachts or whatever. And so I'm asking if he's drugged out on his boat. And fucking a parrot is just kind of funny. Parrot rhymes with merit. And that one's just kind of silly. But there is, even when the bars are completely silly, it still is tying to something. So saying he doesn't know what he's talking about and asking like, are you on drugs? Because he says the most crazy stuff on the forums. It seems like some person that would be on drugs would start talking, someone that is on drugs and knows a little bit about GoldenEye and GoldenEye speedrunning. You mix those two together and you got 12 essays worth of Sterling stuff. So I'm asking if he's drugged out on his boat, fucking a parrot, I don't know. Parrots at sea, right? You got parrots will be on like a pirate, right? So he's fucking a parrot. Okay. Move on here.
All day you post wild, no console like a child.
Okay, so I say here, all day you post wild, no console like a child. All day you post wild. Has Eric P not seen my diss track? Because he's confused. We're breaking it down right now. So I said, all day you post wild, no console like a child. So all day long he's posting some wild shit on the forums, and he doesn't have a console like, a child couldn't afford a console, ask their parents, maybe the mom says no. So all day you post wild, no console like a child.
I'll blend you to a salsa, you'll be paid smiled.
All right, I say, I'll blend you to a salsa, you'll be pace mild. So here I'm saying, again, some rap beef, kind of rap diss stuff, taking a page out of the playbook there, like gonna blend you up into a salsa. But then I say here, you'll be pace mild. Because what I'm saying here, the double entendre, is that he's horrible at the game. His pace is bad. That's all I'm really trying to say here. I'm saying, in one sense, it's like aggression, like I'm gonna blend you up into a salsa, make you, turn you into a salsa, right? But the specific reason why I say pace mild is because Pace is a salsa brand, and there's a mild version. Very tasty, by the way. That's what I grew up on. But just trying to tie in there that he's shitty at the game essentially.
Roggin.
And then here I have a little break. Roggin. So Roggin. Let me explain Rog while we're at it. The Rog is I guess the Rog was like the weird route on streets to go the other direction to Val. I don't even know what it stands for. Maybe someone in chat can help me out. I actually don't. For someone trying to give a history lesson right now, I actually don't even know. I just know that that's what Roggin is, and it did turn into a lot of memes. There was a lot of fun memes, right? Like the Rog and stuff. So when you say Rog or like Roggin, it almost starts to sound like sexual or something, like if you say I was rogging her, or like the name of the song, I called it Roggystyle instead of Doggy Style, shout out Snoop Dogg. It just sounds funny. There's a lot of things it just sounds, taken out of context, it sounds like really funny. But anyways, that's what Rog is in general. Let's see here.
Roggin. Call you Sterling Silver, but me, I'm Golden Irie.
All right, so here I say, call you Sterling Silver, but me, I'm Golden Irie. So here I'm just trying to say that, and this is actually a little lore. This was the first bar that I ever came out with, just as like a one-off for fun, and before I even thought of doing a full Sterling rap. So what I'm saying here is that, like, Sterling Silver is what you'd refer to, 925 sterling. It's a good silver, but it ain't no gold, right? So I'm saying I just used it because his name's Sterling, and so I felt like I could go Sterling Silver, and I'm Golden Irie, right? So just a little like braggadocious kind of a rap bar here, but it's cute though. And I mean I am Golden Irie. That's like my name now is Golden Irie. So
claim another strat and I'll let the 925 free.
So I say here, this one is a bit of a reach, I will say. I said claim another strat and I'll let the 925 free. So 925, as I said, 925, that's sterling silver. So kind of saying like, I'll let him like I'm trying to tie 925 to the sterling silver here. But really, if you really reach it, like, because I'm trying to say, like, I'll shoot him, right? I'm trying to say some sort of violent thing. But, there's not really, like, I think if you look it up, there was some, this was one where I had to kind of, like, after the fact, workshop it to, like, make some sort of sense. But there was technically, like, some 925 gun or something. It's not really like an ammunition. Um, I've already kind of forgotten. Yeah, there's a Marlin 925M 22 Magnum. So there's technically a gun that's 925 is essentially. And there also you could have like I don't know. If you're trying to kill a vampire, you could have a 925 bullet, I guess, but yeah. Bullets aren't really usually like using silver like that, like 925 silver. But yeah, if you really stretch it, this makes sense. Like it kind of makes sense in general if you just don't think about it too hard. Like, you know what I'm trying to say here, it's obviously like some kind of a threat thing. But but it technically does connect and make sense as a whole. It's just a little bit of like of a reach. It's using knowledge that like no one really knows, but like technically it's out there. But anyways, I thought it was fun though to tie in the 925 with the sterling silver and all that. So I still like the bar, even though I have to like really explain it. But that's why I'm doing this explanation, right?
Say your word is Bond, maybe Henry Cavill.
Okay, so I say your word is Bond, maybe Henry Cavill. So what I'm saying here is, you know, if someone says their word is Bond, that means like you can trust me, right? It's like you need to put your word up at like for Bond essentially. Um, so you're saying you could trust me, but we don't trust him. So I'm saying maybe Henry Cavill because I'm using the Bond, right? Drawing Bond, James Bond. That's a fictional character, and Henry Cavill is what is he like from Superman, right? So there was this thing I saw. Um, he was supposed to be. There was like some myth or something or some like some news, some yeah, I mean what do you even call that? A rumor is the best way to explain it. There was a rumor that Henry Cavill, there's even a thing here, some news article that he says here James Bond 2. Yeah, I think this is bullshit. This is like a year and a half ago. So there's like a rumor mill that Henry Cavill was going to be James Bond, and that's where I'm getting this from. So what I'm saying is, your word is Bond, yeah, like Henry Cavill, the one who was supposed to, you know, you know, made a rumor that he was going to play Bond, but he never was. So it's just kind of saying like Henry Cavill, that was a myth. Like, you know, your word being a Bond, that's a myth. It ain't facts. It ain't true. So that does have some history to it. And then I say,
what's next? We find out your real name is Bill.
So I say, what's next? We find out your real name is Bill. So what I'm saying here is just saying he's like just a liar in a lot of ways, and I'm just saying, okay, what's next? Like now your name's not even Sterling, it's Bill. And then it turns out on this next line here, I say,
I'm just being frank, Sterling Neblet II.
I say, I'm just being frank. You can already see where this is going. I'm just being frank, right? Sterling Neblet II. So his name is actually Frank. It turns out his name's not Sterling. It's actually Frank. It's Frank Sterling Neblet II. But I'm saying here, I'm just being Frank Sterling Neblet II. So I'm really saying his full name there. I'm just being Frank Sterling Neblet II.
You're named after Oscar Mayer, I reckon.
It said you're named after Oscar Mayer, I reckon. You're named after Oscar Mayer, I reckon. Just saying his real name is actually Frank. So he's named after a hot dog, you know. This is a silly bar, but it's just saying that, you know, maybe he's embarrassed about his first name, named after a hot dog.
Keep talking Oga route, but it won't gain you clout.
So I say here, keep talking Ogar route. Ogar route. But it won't gain you clout. So the Ogar route, that's the original, this OG. That's why his acronyms are so confusing. But it's original archives route. It's confusing because it's like OGAR. Yeah, so it's original archives route. Some horrible route that he keeps wanting people to use and to try. I won't get into it too hard. It's just super irrelevant. So I say, keep talking Ogar route, but it won't gain any clout.
I know it's shit like Gwen Stefani, I got no doubt.
And I say, I know it's shit like Gwen Stefani, I got no doubt. So I'm just saying that it's shit, right? And I'm saying like Gwen Stefani, I got no doubt. So I have, there's no doubt in my mind that this strat and just all these strats are just bogus. But I'm trying to have some wordplay here with Gwen Stefani. She's the lead singer of No Doubt. So it's just like Gwen Stefani, I got no doubt. Kind of a hard bar there.
You use 1.1, you ain't got a honey.
So I say, you use 1.1, but you ain't got a honey. You use 1.1. So 1.1 control style on Goldeneye is honey. It's the name of it. It says honey. Control style. But you ain't got a honey. So I'm saying he doesn't have a lady in his life. But I'm using the 1.1 control style. I'm just using that little pun there. And then I say,
fold you like solitaire and make your nose runny.
Fold you like solitaire. So solitaire, that's what we, the real speedrunners use, 1.2. So fold you like solitaire. So fold you, solitaire. Fold you, like you could fold like a deck of cards, or like you could shuffle them. You could fold. It's definitely a card term. That's all that freaking matters, right? But anyways, but what I'm saying too is that like folding a person, that would be like a boxer, knock someone out and then they fold, they just crumble to the ground. That would be like folding in like a fighting term thing. So I'm saying fold you like solitaire, because solitaire is, I'm using honey and solitaire. So I got both the, I'll capitalize the honey for you guys for a second here. Got like the 1.1 versus 1.2. So fold you like solitaire and make your nose runny. All right. Pretty explanatory there.
You came back just to stream on the emulator.
Said, you came back. This is true. You came back just to stream on the emulator. Which is just so irrelevant. Because the whole thing is we're telling this guy to use the console. Like, just get a console. Just get a console. You got, like... It's not like we're telling, like, a 10-year-old to, like, get a console and recording software and all this stuff. And they're like, I don't have money. My mom's broke. This is the guy that sells yachts. Like, that's the whole thing with this. That's why we get upset, rightfully so. Is because this guy has... at least touts, right? Maybe it's lies, but he touts that he's got money, he's got his own company, he's got all these boats, yachts, but he can't go buy like a $50 console to like just try these strategies on his own, maybe record some of this stuff on his own instead of like, and he's got the time. He allegedly has the money. He definitely has the time because he spends it all day long in people's chats and on the forums and just talking. Like, he probably spends more time in our community than any other person. Yet it's all like, at least in my opinion, like a net negative. But anyways, so I was saying here, he came back to stream on the emulator, which, because it's so irrelevant. It's like, okay, well, now you're on the emulator. Nothing you do there is going to make me think that like your strats have any more merit. And it was like also the worst stream I've ever seen in my entire life too, by the way. Like, it was just so, like, it wasn't working.
You only pro at being a masturbator.
And here I'm just being, a 5-year-old just being funny. So I'm saying you only pro at being a masturbator. So just rhyming, emulator with masturbator. But even though I am being kind of silly, there is a double entendre here because I'm saying masturbator. Like you could go say that he's just a master at baiting us all, although he's really not. Like he's if there even is any bait in it, it would be like 5%. Like the rest is actually just him being like Neanderthal IQ. But it's funny to think he definitely is baiting us in a way. Just I don't think it's on purpose. But I'm also saying, he's just a pro at being a master. Just, you need one of those in these types of things, right? For fun.
I'm not a player hater. Spit raw facts.
I say, I'm not a player hater. Spit raw facts. So obviously I'm saying, when I say I'm not a player hater, usually people mean that as in like, hating like some dude that's getting with the women or whatever and you're jealous. But obviously here the double entendre is like a player hater, like we're all players of this game, right? We all play this video game. So I'm not hating a player just to hate on a player. Like I'm just spinning raw facts here. And then I say
I just put this motherfucking beef on wax.
So I just put this motherfucking beef on wax. So, on wax, like beef. This is just saying I put this argument or this diss track. I put this diss on a beat, on wax. It's like I put it on a record, on a song. So that's all. I'm just saying that I put this rap diss onto an actual song out there.
Spam our chats like a motherfucking bot.
I said spam all our chats like a motherfucking bot. Because it does almost seem like a bot sometimes. So spam all our chats like a motherfucking bot.
You slingshot strats, they aren't diddly squat.
And then I said, your slingshot strats. This is another thing he had. This slingshot Valento strat. Some other stupid thing on streets. Your slingshot strats, they aren't diddly squat. So I'm just saying that, obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory, but his strategies are nothing. It's BS. And the reason, too, why I wanted to put this onto this specific world record is because he was talking shit, saying that, like, oh, I'm wasting all my time. I'm not going to get this. Like, oh, I'm losing all this time. I'm horrible. I got the world record on Streets Double O. He has like 156 or something, or I don't know. So I wouldn't be talking too much, but anyways, still got my time,
Here's the new strat. The dragon.
So I said here's the new strat. The dragon, right? Because he's always got all these weird names for strats, so I thought it'd be funny. Okay, we have the Rog, the Ogar, this, that, Valento. Like, okay, here's the strat, the dragon.
Dragging my balls on your face like a wagon.
So I said, dragging my balls in your face like a wagon. Just a classic, D's who, D's nuts type of joke. Face like a wagon. That's just, just being funny. It's, even though this isn't like new, it's still very much in pop culture right now for everyone to use these kind of setups to troll people,
You said you had a date with a 21 hottie.
And then here's the last little bit here. I said you had a date with a 21 hottie. So what I'm saying here is, on a Twitch chat, he talked one time saying, oh, tomorrow I got this date with this 21-year-old and she's super hot. All right, and this is like a pretty old guy. That's kind of weird. It's not illegal, but it's weird, okay? I just turned 30. I wouldn't even touch a 21-year-old, and this guy's probably like 10 years older than me.
She must have ran when she saw you sawed-off shot.
So I'm saying she must have ran when she saw your sawed off shoddy. So no, there's no sawed off shotgun in Goldeneye, but or is there actually? Can't remember. There's definitely some weird shotguns in Goldeneye. I don't know if there's like a sawed off, but there's one that kind of looks like it. But regardless, it doesn't have to relate. So it's just like, you know, most of us know sawed off shotguns from like video games or maybe movies. Um, but what I'm trying to say that, you know, saw is chode. I'm trying to use sawed off shoddy as like a way to say he has a small wiener. Um, and then I say here,
You bought her pink panties, but she wouldn't peep it.
so I said, you bought her. Whoops. You bought her. This is all truth, at least per him. Pink panties, but she wouldn't peep it, right? So I was just imagining like he buys these pink panties at Victoria's Secret. This is all what he said. This is the truth per him. Bought some panties for her. So the only thing I added was pink. Now they're pink. You know, probably they were. I don't know. And I said that, you know, essentially hands her the bag like, hey, here's some like panties. Put these on. And she's like, I ain't gonna, you know, entertain that. So I'm saying you bought her pink panties, but she wouldn't peep it.
Left that story at Victoria's Secret.
And I said, should have left that story at Victoria's Secret. So it was at Victoria's Secret. So what I'm saying, I'm essentially trying to double entendre, say like, you know, use some wordplay to say, should have kept it a secret. You know, shouldn't have like told us about this thing because he told us the day before this happened, but there was no update on it. I'm assuming it didn't go very well. It's just my assumption. You know, if you say you're about to like, you know, have some hottie over, and then the next day or the day after you're not bragging about what happened, you know, when they were over. Because this is obviously, if you're bringing it up in the first place, it's not like you're saying, "Oh, I don't kiss and tell." I mean, you already told before you kissed, so why wouldn't you tell after you kissed, right? But anyways, so I said should have left that story at Victoria's Secret. So should have kept it a secret. Should have probably left the panties at Victoria's Secret in the first place, you know. So yeah, that's that's my whole rap diss. Now, hope you guys enjoyed this rap breakdown. And yeah, I'm sure I'll get solid 10 views on this video. So cheers. We'll do another one.